Good afternoon. If you're joining us here on the live stream for the Parish Walk, and we're just waiting for the leading competitor, Callum Gaughan, to arrive here at Peel, due in the next few minutes. So we shall continue our stream. In the meantime, enjoy this view of the car park at Peel Town Commissioners. And as soon as we get some action, you will see it on the screen, and we'll be joined by our presenters today, Hayley Crowe and Sam Turton, who will be with us very, very soon. They've been out and about around the course this morning, keeping you up to date. So we're told that the top two were together, but Callum has broken ahead, so we're expecting him to be the first person here to Peel very shortly. Two.
And obviously she took it out. She asked them could she take her out. So when she gets her medal and she stops and she's taking it straight up 7, she's put it grave.
Good morning.
Do you know what I'm thinking? I'll set you with David. Hang on, what's with you? I know, but I kept thinking, I'll tell him who he is in a minute. Hang on, who is he? What's his name? Can't remember.
Why don't we put this with that shot and then you go space it all? No, genuinely, if we're going to trip on that, if this is on the inside. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like that.
Well, hello and welcome to Peel, where the Parish Walk 2026. We're actually expecting the first through very soon. Callum Gorn was leading on the road as we come alongside them, heading in here, just in front of Vincent, and we will hopefully be seeing him in just a couple of minutes. So his whereas time to Peel last year, I think, was 13:47. So if that is on time, we will be seeing him ahead of his time last year, and I think possibly just ahead of Richard Gerard's 2015 record. I think the quickest time to Peel that year was 13:20, so he could be ahead of that. In fact, we're just going to miss that time actually, so I think he's going to be just outside the 1 time. He comes up the hill now. He's just come into sight as he comes up now, and he's going to be basically within 20 seconds of the outright record. You can see this pace he's setting this year. By normally Peel here, you've got a massive crowd, and we are not seeing that today. And that is going to be because this is some speed that Callum Gorn is setting as he comes in, and we'll get official time at Peel through in just a moment. The crowd picks up as he comes round. He is, we believe, so that is 5 hours. So off that, he is 17 seconds outside the outright record, which, with how many miles he's got ahead of him, that is no time at all. So Callum Gorn here could easily be on time for a record by the time we head north.
It could be that the Parish Walk record is in jeopardy. We'll find out later on.
Well, we must admit, we thought Vincent de Bonton would be right behind him. They were right each other, even as far as Glen May. But it did appear that Callum kicked on heading into Patrick, and he has opened up quite a lead here. Okay, so we had them coming through. Glen May and Callum, like we say, was in the lead, followed by Vincent de Bonton. Simon Gorn's third on the road, ahead of Chris Addy. David Williams is picking fifth, with Connor Gilbert in sixth, Ryan Downey in seventh, Dan Gibson in eighth. Samantha Bowden, who came second last year, and Lorna Grieve, they are ninth and 10th. They are leading the ladies. Robbie Callister, multiple-time finisher, is 11th at the minute, ahead of Rob Monk in 12th, Sam Fletcher in 13th, Tom Hughes in 14th, and Jane Farquhar in 15th is the third in the ladies' race. Let's look a little bit further down. Leading the under-21 ladies is Catherine Perry, who's in 20th overall, so we'll be expecting to see her through in a not too long time. The under-21 men's first at the minute is Robert Farnworth, who's in 28th overall. So we could see the under-21 ladies, Catherine Perry, we could easily see her get to Peel today ahead of that and win the under-21 race to Peel. That's the furthest they can go at that age. They cannot continue around the rest of the course. 23 miles is the limit at Peel. But we really were expecting this to be closer here, but Callum has kicked on enormously at Peel and is really opening up a massive lead. We'll have to catch up with him later on as we head across the north of the island. Once you come out of Peel, of course, it's a lot flatter on that northern plain, but that's where the hours really start eating in because they are long periods of road. Here he is now. Vincent de Bonton is coming through at Peel now. The Frenchman, the first time he's competed here on the island. He is a long distance walker, but he's predominantly on the flat. Chief Judge Steve Taylor was telling us earlier. So Vincent is coming through here in second, and we'll get you an official time as he crosses in 5 hours, 25 minutes and 27 seconds. Takes a glass of water off the Elman Bank staff and pours it over himself. But as a first appearance at his Parish Walk, he is doing a fantastic job. The gap there between him and Callum was 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Sounds like a lot, but when you've got the best part of 60 miles ahead of you, that is nothing at all. That 5 minute gap can easily be closed.
Never mind, I used to go to Suki, so that's a...
Okay, so there we have the first two through. We'll give you them times again. Callum Gorn is leading the 2026 Parish Walk in 5 hours, 20 minutes and 17 seconds at Peel, just outside the record set by Richard Gerard in 2015. If he can keep that pace up in this heat, he could well be on for an outright lap record there as he heads into the promenade later on tonight. Vincent de Bonton, the Frenchman who is competing his first time at the Parish Walk, he came through second, 5 minutes and 10 seconds behind, 5 hours, 25 minutes and 27 seconds through at Peel. That's 5 minutes and 6 seconds behind, sorry. So they are the top two on the road. We've just got a confirmation that Simon Gorn has gone through at Patrick. He is on his way to Peel, and he come through at Patrick 5 hours 26 minutes and 15 seconds. So we are expecting a bit of a gap because he is about 20 minutes behind on the road from that front two. We are expecting him through to Peel probably in about 15 to 20 minutes. He is, I mean, Simon is someone who's always set an early pace on, but maybe this year he's going for slightly slow pace at the start and looking to kick on late on. So we think back to this morning. It was 8 a.m. this morning. They set off from the parish, from the NSC. Sorry, that lapped round the course, wrapped round the track, and headed out towards Moran. As they come from Moran, they head to Santon, where the front two, there was nothing between them. It was the same at Maloo, and through at Arbury, through at Russian Round Table, and through at Glen May. There was nothing between the two of them, and it's that kick on from Glen May to Patrick where Callum Gorn has really opened up that lead. As they swung into Peel, he'd opened that lead up to about 5 minutes, and then as they head out of Peel now and they head up towards Michael, which is the certainly one of the places that you get on the course where there's plenty of people out supporting. You had the same as you come out of Russian earlier. As you head up the Slough, plenty of people sat in hedges, sat in gardens, having barbecues, offering up advice, cheering everyone on, and giving them plenty of options for water, and even one house saying that you could use the toilet at theirs. So after they've gone out of Michael, they'll head north and they'll go down into Ballath, head out to Derby, one of my favourite places on the course. Absolutely fantastic Derby, where you stop in at the church. You stop in at the Derby, you head up the hill to the church, come back down the hill again, but it's a spectacular little part of the course. From there they head out to Bride, again another fantastic part, where you head that church out at Bride, very famous church on the island. There's another fantastic little spot, really good community there. Come out there and support them. From there they head on to Andreas. Andreas, again, a difficult part of the course. So long sections of road with not dipping into the villages you get in the same way. From there it's Lazaire, and then they head out to the east point of Mackald. Again, a fantastic part of the course out in Mackald. Proper rural community where people, again, they'll come out and support it. Of course, Mackle Church is where Hull Caine, the famous writer, is buried out there. From there, you see that checkpoint at Hibernia that you'll get a figure in there, and then it's on to Lonnan. And then from Lonnan, they'll push down that east coast, heading towards the home straight. They come into Onken, the best part of the course, of course, where they go down the butt up to St Peter's and back up, turn around and back up it again before finishing as they come down along the promenade past the Summerland site and finish just by the iconic Gaiety Theatre. It is 85 miles in what is fantastic weather here on the Isle of Man, but while it's fantastic for us getting the suntans, they've got to do all this walking in. You saw Callum and Vincent coming through at Peel. The sweat was dripping out of the two of them. The endurance they're showing to set the pace they are setting. Again, a reminder that Callum is within spitting distance of Richard Gerard's record, that 2015 record, which has stood for so long. He was about an hour behind it last year, I believe, but this year he is really pushing on for that record. If he can keep the pace up that he's hitting Peel, especially on the flatter parts later on tonight when the weather temperature drops a little bit as well, we could well be in for something very special. Again, equally, we could see Vincent pull back. That 5-minute gap sounds like a lot, but on a course of this length, that is nothing at all, especially on the long roads across the north of the island. So at Peel here, we're going to leave you with a bit of a view up the road. The crowd at Peel is waiting to see more people come through. You'll see this crowd get bigger as the afternoon goes on, of course, as more and more people cheer on their friends, their family, who are all across the island at the minute, especially that southern section, heading up the Slough in this temperature. I do not envy them at all. And just behind us there, you'll hear the voice of the iconic Dot Tilbury with a golden clipboard. Dot Tilbury on the Isle of Man. sporting legend. She trains the best of them. She was responsible for the early days of Mark Cavendish's career before he went on to conquer the Tour de France and become Sir Cav. She's trained Olympic medalist as well at cycling. She is a absolute icon on the island, and you'll hear her over this stream for the rest of the afternoon. We've got a little bit of time before we're expecting to see the next competitors on the road, so we're going to leave you with this for now and say a quick thank you to Manx Telecom, who do sponsor this event, for giving me a box of Smarties in exchange for saying hello to them. So thank you to Manx Telecom today, and we will see the next people up on the road very soon. and you can no doubt hear the crowd just starting to cheer up there and to pick up there. It's Simon Gorn coming through in third, and he crosses in a time of 5 hours 43 minutes and 24 seconds. 23 minutes back on the road, but as we said, with the temperature today, he's still within a good time there, and a lot can change with the miles they've got ahead.
Simon looks very sprightly, actually, not distressed in any way.
So that was Simon Gorn coming through there. We'll expect up next will be Chris Addy. We're expecting next on the road. He's think about 4 or 5 minutes behind Simon as they went through Patrick, and then behind him is David Williams. Behind him will be Connor Gilbert, Ryan Downey and Robbie Callister. Behind them will be Samantha Belden, who's kicked on a little bit at Glen May, and she is leading the ladies' race just by just a few seconds from Lorna Gleave. So those two are still largely travelling together, with Jane Farquhar in third. Behind them, the story continues to be on the under-21 race. Catherine Perry, who went through a round table in 20th overall, but leading the under-21 ladies, and indeed leading the under-21 race entirely with Robert Farnworth back in 28th. So we will see how that changes when we get them through at Glen May. Be very interesting to see how she keeps up. Catherine will be coming through there with a very strong performance. And we have now coming up the road, and Chris Addy, who we remember last year, he had a very strong performance as well last year. He's going to be the fourth man into Peel as he heads up Patrick Street. Nothing but the line, and Dot Tilbury's dulcet tones lifting him as he heads up the hill. You can hear the crowd applaud him as he comes across. That was 5 hours, 50 minutes and 43 seconds. And again, in this heat, that is an incredible performance. He's gone straight through. He's up the hill and he's away. Just have a quick rundown of what we've had through so far. We had Callum Gorn through at 5 hours, 20 minutes and 17 seconds. Again, not far outside that iconic lap record of Richard Gerrard from 2015. Second place with the French debutant Vincent Desbontin, who had come through just 5 minutes and 10 seconds behind him. Simon Gorn then come through in third, 23 minutes back, with Chris Addy 30 minutes off the front pace. We're expecting next to see David Williams and Connor Gilbert. We think they should be about 10 minutes apart, possibly a little bit behind these front four. But when we do get them through, we expect Williams and Gilbert through in quick succession. It is once you get these two through, you start to get these quick numbers through. So you get, after those two course road Danny's there, Robbie Callister, I believe has finished more Parish Walks than anybody else. He is in 8th at the minute, heading towards Patrick as he goes round. Bowden and Lorna Gleave basically neck and neck at Patrick. In between. Rob Monk, Tom Hughes, Sam Fletcher, Nick Seal and Jane Farquhar make up the top 16. Chris Cale, Jaden Fail, Sophie Watson, Joan and Catherine is the fourth in the veterans ladies, with Catherine Perry 20th overall, but leading the under 21 ladies to complete the top 20. And as we scroll down, is when you see these numbers that are just fantastic to see. As you go further down, and you do see people who have stopped at certain points. There's been a fair number of people stopped after reaching Arbury even today, which is not surprising with the heat of how it has been today. We've had a fair number of people who have got as far as they could, and which achievement for themselves, no doubt, but it's where they've got to on the day that matters. And as long as they have done themselves proud, and they've raised, a lot of people raise money for charity while doing this as well, so they've no doubt raised a fair bit there. As we look further down, you can see the number of people taking part. It's fantastic to see, but that is the front four that we've had through so far at Peel, and we're expecting David Williams not to be too far behind, quickly followed by Connor Gilbert, and we'll have a bit more on that when those two come through. If you could hear that overhead, that is indeed the Spitfire, which has been going around the island recently, and a bit of feedback from Dot, of course. But yeah, the Spitfire that's been going around has added a bit of interesting backdrop to a lot of the race today. We heard it down at Sant Nearly, we've heard it in Peel now. If you see it across the island, make sure to give it a wave, and if you see us out on the island, make sure to say hello, even if it's me. And we will be back with you very soon, as we expect to see the next couple of races coming up the hill very shortly. And we just looked down the road there, coming up at Peel, we believe, is Dave Williams, who is going to come through in 5th. Number 7 there, he's 5-time finisher, I believe. Is he? Not 100% sure on that, I'll have to check that. But he'll be through in just a second. You can see that crowd starting to gather at Peel now as people get ready for their friends and family coming through. He goes through at Peel with a time of 6 hours, 2 minutes and 51 seconds, 42 minutes behind the front. But again, in this heat, anything is impressive today with getting to Peel. So he'll be, has he carried on? He's carried on up the hill, so he'll be heading out towards Kurt Michael next. We are expecting, not too far behind him, Connor Gilbert, who will be in 6th, but no sign of him looking down the road just yet. But we are expecting Gilbert through pretty soon behind him, and then that's when you start getting that period where you'll get multiple finishes coming through pretty rapidly, including we're expecting Lorna Gleave and Samantha Bowden, the front 2 in the women's race, to come through. And we're still keeping an eye on that under-21 race, where at the minute Catherine Perry is still leading, coming out of Glen May in the under-21s race overall. So she could claim that just ahead of Robert Farnworth. So we'll see as that heats up as they head into Peel. For now, we'll be back in just a minute. And as expected, coming up the hill, not long behind David Williams, is Connor Gilbert. He wearing his maroon cap. That is a hell of a little bag that he's got there. That is possibly the best fashion statement I've seen all day. But yes, Gilbert will come through here. And you hear that crowd picking him up. Local lad as well. Very well known and very popular figure around Peel. He's going to cross this line. And he'll do it in a time of 6 hours, 4 minutes and 56 seconds. 52 seconds, sorry. 6 hours, 4 minutes and 52 seconds from Gilbert, who turns up and heads back up the hill. And he will be carrying on towards Kurt Michael. We're expecting a little bit of a gap now between him and Ryan Downey in 7th. So for now, we'll leave you with a shot of the road, and we will be back very soon.